like to thank you all, for each and every one of you, for coming here and being such a vital part of our first Publish America Published Authors Regional Convention of 2012. Mid-Atlantic region, we've been preparing for this. We've been very excited, and we're glad that everybody was able to attend. As mentioned, my name is Bryan Winfrey. I'm the Operations Manager of Publish America. But before I go into that, I'd just like you all to, I know you've probably met each other, but just take another minute to look around and see who's around. And just it does us all very good to realize that behind almost every face here is a wonderful piece of literary work, a piece of their heart and soul, something of imagination, of perseverance and creativity, volumes of words that stretch from the past and your experience into the future and into the present. But most all of you in this room have one thing in common. You've all had your work published by our company at no cost. So you wouldn't be really here in this room today without us, but more importantly, our company would not be here without you. You're the vital part of our company. The content and the hard work and the creativity and imagination that you put into your work is so very important and almost the biggest part of our company. So I'd just like you to let that sink in. We would not be here without you and your dreams and your literary work. And that said, we've also provided all of you an opportunity to realize some of your dreams, and that dream is to become a published author. There are probably roughly about 100 people here, and that represents just about 0.2% of the total number of Publish America authors. That percentage just really kind of brings it all into focus, the vast volume of works that are out there and that we've been able to get into print. As mentioned, I am the operations manager at Publish America. Part of my duties include to have a broad general knowledge of the company. I began in the acquisitions department, and so that's the very beginning of the publishing process you all went through. So I would review the work, speak with the authors, sometimes over the phone, mostly through email, answering what questions they might have, and be able to lead you all into the becoming a published author. However you all came to write your works and to become a published author, the common thread is in the pages, between the covers. It's all a heart and soul and your essence that you've placed between the covers. A little bit about the origin of our company. Our company was founded in December of 1999 by Larry Klopper and Willem Miners. And they both themselves were authors who had history and experience in a number of different fields. I always enjoy hearing about Willem's time as a newspaper editor, traveling around Europe with young family in tow. And Larry's stories of his time in New York City as a young man are pretty priceless. At the time of their meeting, both Larry and Willem were both somewhat frustrated authors, having grown tired of the two options that were available back in the late 90s. They were both unknown, unagented, new authors, and time again, they were given one of two options. They could either pay to be published by a vanity press, or they could not be published at all. They felt there had to be a third one, another way. The wading through of rejection slips by the bigger publishers had gotten old. Those publishers didn't accept unagented submissions or unsolicited submissions. And it's kind of the old catch-22. How do you get experience if nobody will hire you to give you the experience? Or how do you get your work asked for if they don't know about your work and you don't have an agent? Pay to be published or not be published at all. As it occurred to them, they found this common ground. Something struck, and they thought there's got to be another way. Fortunately, they were able to come up with the model for Publish America. The vision that they had has really grown more than I think they had ever imagined. They came up with a way to afford authors who were in the same boat as they were, and the opportunity to see their work published, and the chance to have a platform to showcase their accomplishment. It was an unfiltered avenue to tell their story and get it out there to the literary world and readers. And we're now able to publish absolutely free thousands of works by authors that may never have been able to be published before. We're also thankfully able to keep the barriers to acceptance relatively low, as we feel that every work out there is valuable. As you meet your other authors, you'll realize that we publish everything from science fiction to children's picture books to treatises about renewable energy, accounting, the auditing of the food and beverage business, fiction, nonfiction, poetry, and the list really goes on and on. The vision for Publish America included more than just publishing books. They also were able to utilize the state-of-the-art digital printing technology, so we're not having to go on a first run of X amount of copies. That technology also ensures that our books are the best quality on the market, and they also were able to assemble a friendly, dedicated, and talented staff to work with the author on every stage of the production. As Willem expressed recently, he remembers during the first year of Publish America, talking with Larry and saying, could you imagine if we were able to sign and publish 1,000 authors? So 1,000 authors, wouldn't that be something? So now here we are today with about 57,000 titles in print, representing the work of about 45,000 authors. So really the company has grown past their expectations, surpassing that 1,000 number in the first few years of business. As I mentioned, we're home to about 45,000 authors. Over the past 4 years alone, almost 10,000 of them have asked us to publish the next book, a number that increases almost to 20,000 when you take into account all the earlier years. Every year, another 25,000 authors contact us unsolicited to see if they may join us. And every day, about 40% of our new releases are second or third books written by Publish America authors. And that it drives home the point that you keep coming back. And that's why we're here, because of you. And we really try to keep that in mind as best we can. I hope that all of you also keep that in mind. As many of you are aware and have probably participated in, we also focus on spreading the good word of what we do far and wide at industry conventions and other events, where we're confident that we'll be able to make a positive impact. It's pretty neat to think about from the humble beginnings in Frederick, Maryland, downtown. We're able to attend events as far away as New York, San Diego, New Orleans, Chicago, Dallas, Guadalajara, Japan, India, London, Paris, Israel, Los Angeles. The list really goes on and on. So we're able to reach a worldwide audience. This international exposure of our books is so very valuable, and we enjoy representing all of our works and our company. And the opportunities that we come back with from these events are a direct result of our being in attendance there. Now we're kind of flipping that on its head, because we're bringing the convention to you and to the region. I don't know of another publisher who will do that and bring the convention to the authors. The regional conventions are just a small part of what we foresee as a very exciting future. We also announced at the beginning of this year, we're proud to be the nation's first hardcover-only publisher. All of our new releases in 2012 will be released in hardcover only initially. They'll also be available to all the U.S. bookstores, including Barnes & Noble, the Amazon retailer. Sadly, Borders is now out of the picture, but that's also given rise to a lot of the independent bookstores that really are the grassroots success of many of our more successful authors. We're now the only publisher in the business who's assigning an illustrator to thousands of children's picture books for absolutely free. Also, ebook sales are on the rise and here to stay. I'm sure you all have heard about ebooks, and many of your titles are also available in ebooks. All of this really will set us apart as a publisher, and we're hope that you have more books, you come to us, and you want us to publish your work, and we're very proud to have you all on board with us. And a lot about Publish America is about word of mouth. So if you know any other people who have a book and like to see published, please tell them, because we're always hearing stories about, I heard about you from this or that author, and they have a book published by you. So in closing, we're very thankful for the past and excited about the future.
Thank you, Bryan.